I left a picture on the dresser. Why are you looking at it? Didn't I text you one? All that kind of stuff. I'm just saying she just needs emotional food. And he's grumpy from work, angry, because men get depressed when their team lose. I hope you know that. They go to depression when their soccer team lose. They do that. I really do. They go rub their car or something. They resemble a penis. Other stuff you all got. So I'm saying all of this impairs the emotional food she needs to make the baby whole, because she's got to deal with that. Now then, let us just say that you are normal. I know I'm going into a fantasy like Oedipus and all that, but I'm just saying, for the sake of conversation, pretend you're normal. Maybe I'm using the wrong word there. But I'm trying to say your mother and father were merged together. They were married and formed one. Your mother and father said a prayer before they had sex, that they want to do the right spiritual ambience around the relationship. So you are whole. So you understand everything I'm talking about. You're not struggling with anything. So it's easy to talk to you, because I don't have to deal with your miseducation. The information is going right in. Correct? Correct? Are you feeling me, Jamal? Yeah, see, Jamal is feeling me. At least I can talk to him. So, I'm just trying to get to a certain point in this discussion about the growth and development of the black child, to let you know that there's certain things that should be placed in order for you to be in order in your life. The child emerges from the uterus, which we call an emergency. That's the only time you can use the medical term, emergency. It comes from emerging from the uterus. That's the only emergency you're going to have in your life. If you get sick, it's a crisis, but it's not an emergency. You can't go back in your mother's womb and straighten up these problems. After all, it'd be kind of uncomfortable. So, what you have to do is develop some kind of emotional cane, prothesis, to get around your emotional difficulties, because you know you have them. So there's nothing wrong with being emotionally damaged. It's something wrong with you not recognizing it and trying to develop a cane or something to help you get around it, because we all are damaged in some way. You have to face it. Some part of you is crazy. Maybe 70% of you is sane, but you do some crazy things. Because people, they do these things, man, they're like like a crazy person talks crazy to themselves before they talk crazy. You know that. They have these pretend conversations. So I said this to Althea, and Althea said this to me. And then I said this to her. We have pretend arguments we have with someone we're in love with. I'm telling you the truth now. You may not confess to this. We have these pretend discussions. I'm going to say this, she's going to say that, then I'm going to get screwed. And then she's going to say that, then I'm going to say this. Then when you meet the person, she's not following the script I have in my head. Then you get upset with her. She said, why are you getting upset? Because you're not acting like you were in my head. All of this is going on. We got to deal with things the way they are, and we got to develop our emotional prothesis. So I'm saying you emerge from the uterus, and we know that this whole thing is a technology. We know that the muscles of the vagina, one of them goes circle around, and one goes longitudinal. And the one that's going longitudinal, alkaline, don't get into too much technical stuff. One goes this way, it's female, and the other goes round, it's male, and it causes the body to be tuned. Just before the baby is born, the baby grows a lot of hair. It's real fuzzy. Then it grows a lot of grease around it, called a nuca. And this grease is protected from the water of the amniotic fluid. Inside the placenta, there's a fluid called amniotic fluid, and it's watery. And the baby can't sit in that water. It gets scribbled up like a prune or something, a raisin. So nature provides grease. It's done by the liver. And this grease greases the whole baby up so it can protect itself from the amniotic fluid. And it grows this fuzzy hair. And just before it's born, it sheds all of that hair in the amniotic fluid. And the baby drinks that hair and drinks that grease. The hair cleanses the digestive tract, the same as a cow eating straw. It cleanses the digestive tract. The grease goes to the liver, which triggers the immune system. Because the hormones you call for immunity, the adrenaline and all these hormones you need are made from oil. And the liver has to make cholesterol into sunlight. It has to do all of these things. So I got to fire off the liver. And then I'm drinking the hair to clean out my digestive tract to get ready for breast milk so I can get off the amniotic fluid. I'm making a dietary transition. I hope I'm not getting too complicated with this for you. Nonetheless, this prepares the baby for the outer world. It was used to the inner world, so that everything has to change to get ready for the outer world. And the body's making this transition. And the muscles, contraction of the uterus is massaging what we call lymph fluid, what you call T cells. Have you heard of AIDS? Thymus cell, that's lymph, and lymph protects your body. The only way to fire off lymph is to move your muscles. So the contraction of the uterus causes the immune system to be fired off. Because you didn't need an immune system in your mother's womb because you had all that protection. Now you need it because you're getting ready for the outer world. I don't want to get too complicated. I hope you follow me all right. Because I get all involved in my world and I forget that you're even here. So, the baby, if it's malnourished, it's got to make a decision. Because the largest thing in the baby is his brain and his liver, and his pineal gland and his thymus gland. So if the mother's malnourished, the baby has to make a decision. Should I feed the brain or feed the liver? And the baby says, I'll feed the brain. And from then on, the liver's ability to help you is compromised because it wasn't well nourished before you were born. So it can't make the proper hormones for you. You get up with hot flashes. You follow where I'm coming from? You have digestive problems. You catch colds a lot because the liver protects you from all this bacteria and stuff. But since it was hampered in the nourishment it needed, because the nourishment went to the brain, from then on you're going to have some problems. It all becomes like a no-brainer to someone in science. And you say, well, what's wrong with black people? And they say, okay, first trimester stress. It's written on your face. I can read what trimester your mother's stressed in. That's what I teach in the classes we're going to teach you. I can read what trimester and what emotion is damaged in you forever. And I will teach you how to do that when I teach you the self-diagnosing class. Teach you all this stuff. You'll meet somebody and say, oh, I can't deal with that man because he's third trimester stress, honey. You know right away where he's crazy at. But no need to worry because you have developed emotional prothesis, so you know how to walk around these nuts that you're in love with. So, the baby emerges from the uterus, it drank this amniotic fluid, it drank the nougat, the oil, and it has a bowel movement. It's very greasy. It looks black. That's the hair and the grease that the baby drank. We call it meconium. Just giving you some medical terms. Some of you ladies know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you the origin of this so it won't be foreign to you. That this is a scientifically put together thing by a great scientist called God. And God put you together scientifically and artistically. That's why some of y'all look good and some of y'all look well, let us just say, if King Kong shaved the left side of his behind and had bleeding hemorrhoids and just got over a case of diarrhea and wiped his behind with a mayonnaise sandwich, that's what you look like. Some of y'all is ugly, but I mean, just another subject altogether. But everyone here looks good. I gotta go home. I'll hurt somebody's feeling. I mean, I get out here, you know what I mean? So all of these things are like preset, and we have to understand the ingredients that makes us a person, so we know how to be the person we want to be. But if we don't know this history about ourselves, then we don't know how to go forward. Like if you don't know your history, that you're an African person and you think you're white, a lot of black people do that. But if you don't know your history, then you can't navigate in life correctly. So you have to know how you were put together so you can navigate. But that's all I'm giving this information to. As you know, I teach midwives. I certify midwives. I teach holistic midwifery and all that sort of thing. That's part of the business I'm in. It's not that I'm just trying to tell you something. I'm saying this is some stuff I really teach the midwives. This is not really your food grade kind of conversation I'm having with you. So don't walk up to a midwife and think you know what all this is about, because this is not what they're taught. That's why they come to me.